So get this, more than 60 people were shot in Chicago. We were just talking about Minneapolis, Minnesota, and how there are 1,500 buildings that are burned or damaged. 1,500. In Chicago, just over this past weekend, 60 people were shot. 60 in a weekend.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the mayor of Chicago, of course, Lori Lightfoot, who is a complete lightweight as a mayor.
They replaced Rahm Emanuel, another lightweight, with another lightweight.
And she sees everything from the perspective of race and her own sexuality. And it's like, don't you understand? The 60 people who were shot in Chicago, overwhelmingly those 60 people, it was black on black violence. And I just don't understand why these people who live in these cities put up with these Democrat idiots who run their cities. But there's another thing that happened in Chicago with Mayor Lightfoot, and that is that Kayleigh McEnany called out Chicago about how poorly it was run and how the mayor is just completely incompetent. And of course, Kayleigh McEnany, the press secretary for Donald Trump, President Trump, was correct in doing so, but then the mayor of Chicago called Kayleigh McEnany a Karen. So I have to ask the millennial, since I'm not really sure I understand this, what does that mean when you're called a Karen?
Okay, so do you remember what OK Boomer was or is? Where, every time an old person...
Well, explain that.
So anytime an old person says something that a young person thinks is stupid or outdated and old school, they respond back with OK Boomer as some kind of like sarcastic response. Well, Karen is a similar meme. It's more like a character, and a Karen is somebody who's an older mom,
is
maybe
it,
in her 40s,
white?
50s.
Is it race-based?
Often white. I don't think
Primarily,
it's strictly a race issue per se, but
I thought that it was primarily an older white woman. But
most of the time it's a white woman. But it's the joke is like she's gonna walk into the store and immediately ask for the manager over the slightest inconvenience.
Because a Karen is what high
strung. She's wound up and she's mean and aggressive and she's just, for lack of a
type
better
A.
She's...
Oh, God. So basically that is what the mayor of Chicago called Kayleigh McEnany.
Yes.
Basically, can you imagine, though, if Kayleigh had called the mayor a Karen, which is, kind of saying the B word.
Here's the worst part
But using a name like Karen, but basically meaning the B word, that would be probably considered racist in return.
You know what the worst part is like I don't think the mayor used Karen appropriately.
Oh yeah?
Like just because you would disagree. So Karen is like
This is such a millennial thing. I gotta tell you,
the worst part is explaining.
The
worst part is explaining our memes because like as millennials we all just kind of know what everything means, but I've never like put actionable phrases to explain memes. They just like you just see it and you're just like, ah, that makes sense. But like so. The worst part is I don't even think the mayor used Karen appropriately. It's like a Karen is like, somebody who, they get the wrong order at Starbucks and she walks up and she goes, I ordered a caramel frappuccino. This is a caramel macchiato. Like, just because she's calling somebody out for bad governance doesn't make you a Karen. It's wrong use. But, this is what we get when boomers try using millennial slang here.
That's very true. That's very true. So Chris, can you improve upon that? Yeah, about Karen?
No, I think Garrett explained it well, honestly.
That's our assistant producer, Chris. He's laughing like crazy over there because it's such a foreign term to me. But if you're saying that Karen is kind of like a B, but you're referring to a woman, then I guess that's, maybe women can do that and call other women that, but obviously that is not a good idea.
Millennial slang memes are just weird. I don't know. It's just the generational gap here is incredible. I don't know what you guys used as jokes back in the day, but we came up with internet posters and labeled people certain names.